everyone. Welcome aboard from wherever you're watching us. Shatterboy here, Monday Blitz. And of course, I ain't doing this alone. Took on a floor once again.
Good morning. Pleasure to be here again.
All right. Arocho.
Yes.
Sports Influencer of the Year nominee. Sindio?
It comes.
Kura yangu tayari nishakupigia.
Thank you very much. I might not win against the big guns. I think labda waliweka vibaya hiyo ni category. Kina Kipiegon, kina Omanyala should not be in that.
That's true.
But ukiangalia kawaida people, I'm the one leading.
Yeah, man.
Kawaida people. Arocho, you think you're a
kawaida. No, I cannot match myself with Kipiegon.
Yeah.
I cannot match myself with Okutoi or even Omanyala.
I agree with you actually, because you're a journalist and the rest are actually active.
They're still active.
They're not influencers.
Yes, they should be. But ukiangalia kawaida men,
All right, ladies and gentlemen, karibuni sana, na kama hujavotia Arocho angalia kwenye Facebook yake, ameweka hapo vile you can go and vote for him as the sports influencer of the year. Sisi tushamvotia. All right. And also we want you to get interactive before you get to this one. The question of the day we are asking you, what did you make of Kenya Police FC and Gor Mahia's performance in the CAF competition? What did you make of their play? Are we at par? Did they impress you? Do you think there's a lot of work that needs to be done? Ama ni panel beating kidogo hapa na pale? Get interactive. Send your SMS is 22047. Also Facebook, Shatterboy, Arocho.
At Florendungu, that is on Twitter. Yes. X.
All right. Flo, we start with you. The last time we were here, Arocho did not have any hopes and kind words for Eric Ten Hag. He said he needs to go.
Yeah.
But after the international break, after Onana coming to Africa and the Ugandans revamping him, I think they had a good game, getting a clean sheet and 3 goals, 3 points against the Saints. Do you feel like United is back, or did they just get a weak opponent?
I can say it's still very early to say either United is back or even to put pressure on other coaches in general.
Yes.
But I can say congratulations to Manchester United. By there, I'm a Manchester United fan. But what I can say is that Manchester United, at least for the first time since 2015, they have avoided back-to-back defeats in the first 3 matches. That is what has been happening. Believe you me, I know, because I've been supporting Manchester United. We've not been starting very well. But for the first time since 2015, at least we've recorded victory, even though I want to say that Southampton was not a very strong opponent at this juncture, if I can say so. Yeah. So it wasn't a bad win for Manchester United, but I wouldn't also say that their opponents were weak. But it's a good start.
All right. Arocho, did that game change your mind about Ten Hag?
First and foremost, I'd like to congratulate United for picking 3 points. Full stop. Nothing more than that. You know, she's being diplomatic that you always do Southampton is not a good. Southampton is a weak side. This is just a team that has been promoted the other day.
Yes.
It's a team that has been off the league for some time. So for me, yes, 3 points good. But this is not a measuring gauge for United. United needs to start getting points when it's playing teams that are in his pedigree. Look at the last performance against Liverpool. It was disastrous.
Yeah,
yes, psychologically, it will give the United players the morale into the next match, because soccer is, you're as good as your last match.
Yeah, true.
So winning against Southampton, yes, it's good, but it should not be a reason for United fans to start thinking that they have won the league. The league has just begun. Yeah. And look at the likes of, for example, Man City. 4 out of 4. Scored a total of 11 goals, only conceded 3. So you see a team that is giving a statement of intent. We are showing you that we are in for the tournament, for the league, and to make sure that we crush anybody that comes our way.
Onana has been catching strays from all corners, whether it's a mistake from the defenders, it's a mistake from Onana himself. Last time you said Onana, he could dive at a dive, but stopping the ball is where he draws the line. But saving that penalty turned the game for United. Do you think Onana himself now as a person has made that corner, has taken that corner now? Do we now expect to see the Onana that we know, the one that was in Inter Milan, the one that went to the Champions League finals? It was still also a fluke?
No, I think Onana did well because that changed. That actually was a defining moment, in my opinion.
Yes.
Onana has been doing very well other times, but at some point, I think there was a time he was. There was a lot of negativity around Onana, but things are changing for Onana. But also, we have to talk about the other players, like the likes of Dalot, who are also in that particular match. So I think, yes, we will start seeing the Onana that I would want to see. But as you said, it's still very early. We can't start saying that this player is performing very well. For example, in this particular game, we saw this young man, the 26-year-old Rashford, coming back into the match. Since there was a lot of also negativity because of their match against Liverpool. Still, we can't say that this is the Rashford that we are used to. But I think him having a good performance in this particular match was very instrumental in terms of getting at least that negativity off his back. Same as Onana, I think going forward, this win is going to perhaps give them the momentum to start playing even better, in my opinion.
All right. Liverpool are still lost in the forest. Liverpool had a perfect beginning of the season, having won all 3 games, not conceded a goal. Do you think the praise that Ancelotti was receiving and his boys might have gotten into their heads and brought some laxity towards their game against Forest? Was Forest just too good for Liverpool at Anfield?
Well, I'm looking at this game from 2 fronts. I'm looking at the positives that Liverpool picked from this match, and the negatives. Because in any match, you'll pick your positives and your negatives. Let me start with the positives that Liverpool might have picked in this match. I saw some stability in that midfield, though they could not convert. From a naked eye, you will realize that the moment you don't convert, then of course the midfield will be criticized. But when I looked at it critically, I could see some flow for some time now. And I think in the first 3 matches, I was not seeing flow in that midfield. And even the Manchester United match, Liverpool for me did not take. They were just scoring goals, but I could not see that flow that Liverpool had. But in this match, I saw flow, though, as I said, they didn't get goals. But then the negative that comes with this match is first, they conceded their first goal of the season. And it's a match that has also sent messages to the Liverpool fraternity. All will not be well, because Forest, for me, is a team that yes, currently they are 7th on the log, but it's not a team that should be beating Liverpool at this particular moment. 4 matches into the league, you need to stamp your authority. You need to crush opponents that come your way. But going back to the initial talk about Onana and
Rashford,
yes, I think it's just a turning point. Soccer is a game of moments.
Yes.
Seize your moments. Onana has been having bad moments, but in this particular match, he turned everything to his side, the positives to his side. And that one really made sure that United won this match, because if that penalty could have gone in, I think the results could have not remained the same. Yes, perhaps Manchester could have got the 3 points, but I'm sure that it could have not been 3 or 2-1. Scores could have been different depending on how they could have reacted in the remaining matches. But all said and done, the 2 teams need to up their games. Liverpool needs to make sure that, hey guys, look at the log. 4 matches, yes, you have 9 points, but you've already lost a match, which
a match that was expected to be an easy win for you.
Yes, doesn't augur well with their fans. You could see the fans was somehow disgruntled after that match.
I want to also
14 shots, no goal. This is not the Liverpool we know. Liverpool is not known to be blunt. You know, if they attack you, and we know this is a shot on target, and their shots on target are most likely a goal. You know, but they were blunt at Anfield,
Yeah.
and the atmosphere was working for them. So what happened?
Most of the time when Liverpool is playing a team like Forest, I know even predictions are almost like, yeah, they are going to carry it. But at the end of the day,
just to cut to Forest had an odd, yeah, kwa wawekezaji. I think it was 14 against 1 for Liverpool. Yeah.
But for me, what I feel, like Arocho was talking about the flow. If you look at how the coach has been lining up his squad, there have not been many changes, especially in the last 3 matches. And I don't know if that makes a team predictable or easy to read, because at the end of the day, we're talking about Onana on the other team and the people like Rashford. When you look at individual players in a particular team, you'll also talk about individual brilliance. So you know this particular player is good, they play like this, and a coach will actually know what to do with his squad. So when you know a player as a coach and you know their individual brilliance, it becomes very easy for you to plan or to form a team that would be formidable enough to beat a team like Liverpool. So I feel that flow that Arocho is talking about, I think, yes, I also saw the flow, but I think it's because the squad has not been changing too much, and I think that is how teams are able maybe to learn and to know how to attack Liverpool.
All right. Someone said, once a red, always a red. Elanga combining with Odoi for the goal. But Arocho, there are uncertainties with Liverpool. Like 3 strong pillars. That is Van Dijk, Trent Alexander-Arnold, and Mo Salah. All of them seem to be saying that they want to leave, or they might be leaving next season. Could that be affecting the team as early as now?
Yes, it brings instability. When your major players are not settled, it brings instability. Trent Alexander-Arnold is a pillar other than defending. I like the fact that he gives a lot of offensive options when the team goes up front. And Van Dijk has been a pillar. Look at his first season at Liverpool. He was touted as one of the best defenders in the world, going by the statistics that he posted in his first season at Liverpool. So that one also will bring instability. It will bring a lot of inconsistency in the team. So Liverpool needs to sort that one out so that they can move on without this uncertainty that, yes, we might have one of our best defenders not playing. Mo Salah has not been happy. You remember that when the season was ending, I think he had problems with the previous coach.
Yes.
And whenever such a thing happens, and you know he's a senior player, it in one way or the other, they say that when the lion coughs, the other small animals in the wild catch a flu.
Yep.
So basically, it's affecting the entire ecosystem at Liverpool.
All right. City have been spectacular. They have been dominant. They have been playing like the defending champions with intent. But this game, we did not see that City. Yes, they took the points. They showed people we know how to win games, even if you're not playing our majestic football. What happened with Brentford? Because Brentford appeared to catch them off guard. You know, it's 26 minutes, we have a goal. And now Haaland is here.
Before she comes in, you know, in football, in the 38 matches that you play, you cannot be perfect, or you cannot play your football in the entire 38 matches. And this is a description of a champion. A description of a champion is a team that they might not play well, but they will get their points. This is one of the matches that you can say that Man City did not play well. They picked the 3 points. I remember it was in 2019 when Leicester won the league.
Yeah.
Leicester was a team that was somehow struggling, but ultimately they could get their points. So at times, I'd rather you have your tough moments at the beginnings of the season. Then once you pick your groove, you move into the season and finish the season in a bang. So for me, over the weekend, Man City, this is one of the matches that they played. They were awful on the pitch, going by the statistics that they normally post. But the ultimate goal was achieved, the 3 points.
True. I think my moment in that particular match is Haaland, of course. The first player to score 9 goals in
4 games.
In 4 games. I think that was good. Even though I believe also this is not a Man City I would want to see. Yes, I want them to play like the champions they are, but also still we can see individual brilliance all over the team, and I believe it's still very early.
Don't you guys think there's an over-reliance on Haaland? Because since the beginning of the season,
that is
but you see, yes, it is his job, but there is also over-reliance. In the event that Haaland does not play, all right, have they shown us someone else that is going to score goals? Look at this. Haaland was not supposed to play this game. You remember he had lost a family friend, and they had given him a break, and he said, you know what, I'll come back. I want to play. So what if Haaland was not here? You
know what that says about him? We talk mostly about the physique, individual brilliance on the pitch, but there's something a lot of people don't talk about, the mental fortitude, how this shows that he's mentally strong to do that. And as Arocho is saying, he was doing his job. If I am the coach and you're giving me 9 goals in 4 matches, I'll continue using you because, yes, Arocho said very correctly that football is a game of moments. This is his moment. He's shining at this particular time, and that is benefiting the entire team. Maybe at some point he won't be scoring. So right now that he's in the right form for the team, it's not over-reliance. And when you look at these clubs, they have youth teams. They have, when it comes to signing, even if Haaland is not fit, I'm sure they have a rich technical, they have a rich bench where they, I was saying there's, is it in Arsenal's match where Saka came out and he was replaced by a 17-year-old. You know what that means? They've already thought about the future. So for Man City, I know they have already thought of the future. There's someone on the bench, and there's also someone else who is being groomed.
But they need to show us that someone.
Yes.
There's a reliance of Haaland and Foden. And now that Foden is not okay, they're relying on Haaland. If someone was to stop, Pinnock had an idea of how to stop Haaland. But Haaland was just too strong for Pinnock. But Pinnock had the idea. If they get someone that stops Haaland, trust me, City will suffer.
I will differ with you from here to the moon. Haaland's job is to score goals.
Yes.
He's being paid.
Yeah.
So there's nothing like over-relying on somebody you're paying.
As a team, this is a team sport.
No.
This is not athletics where you run alone.
Though I have a problem with the first goal he scored. For me, it was a foul.
It was a foul on Pinnock.
Yes, it was a foul. I think there was some contact, which perhaps the referee overlooked. But all in all, I'll say it once again, Shatta. My job is to score goals.
Yeah.
And there's no any other job that Haaland does at Man City. There's no any other job.
You guys have evaded my question. I have not said it is a bad thing for Haaland to score goals.
Yes.
I am just saying when you decide to rely on Haaland alone for the goals, because yes, he's giving you goals, but he might wake up tomorrow with a cold. He might wake up injured tomorrow. He might injure himself training.
City playing minus an out striker.
Yeah, we did. That was a while back.
Yes.
And that's why I'm saying we need to see someone else step up now and share in this glory.
You cannot know there's a vacancy until there is one vacancy. You cannot know who will fill that position until there is a vacancy. I'm not seeing any vacancy at City. And that's the reason why you see even City is propelling. Because each and every team that comes into the match, they would like to contain Haaland.
Yeah.
And by the time you're trying to contain him, these guys are just scoring goals. Look at the fact that they've scored 11 goals. It is a team that has scored more goals so far in the 4 matches that have already been played.
Yeah.
It shows you that they are scoring from all cylinders. So basically,
it's one cylinder that is scoring. That one cylinder has 9 goals out of 11.
But also look at,
but
let's look at it at the player's perspective.
Yes.
If you are Haaland, I'll give an example of when Onana was supposed to go and play for the national team. I don't know why today we are Onanaing all over. You know, he chose to stay with his team.
Yes.
Why? Because it's important, and he was performing very well. So, and there was a replacement. Of course, there was another goalkeeper who can do the job.
Yes.
For the club. But even for the player's perspective, do you think he would want not to play when he's on top of his game? What if your replacement does better and the coach...
That's it. Competition is healthy.
Yeah, it's okay. But on the player's perspective, I'm saying it's good for Haaland to continue
scoring goals and playing.
Even if it's
You
being
don't
over.
change a
That is
winning
how
side.
you make That is how you
Don't
make a
change a
star.
winning
You guys have evaded the question I had. The question was the over-reliance on him. Not that scoring goals is a bad thing. It's a good thing because it's helping the team.
They are not
He's also garnering his goals for the Golden Boot. But
Chata, you want us
an
to answer?
eventuality...
Okay, I'm answering you. They are not
The gun
over-reliant.
still has...
Okay.
That's being-
Let them
Okay. I want us to talk about the North London derby, but before we do that, I think there's an issue with Everton that I want us to touch on a bit. Sean Dyche, would you say the boys are sabotaging him, you know? Because the previous game, they were 2 goals up, they ended up losing the game 3-2. The other day, same thing happened. You're 2 goals up. You end up losing 3-2. Back-to-back games. You know, I think this has only happened once in the Premier League. I think it was Bournemouth that underwent the same thing. So, and we know Sean Dyche, in fact, from his time in Burnley, if he decides I'm going to defend in this game, he will defend. Yeah. He will defend a one goal lead to the end. But right now, back-to-back games, amepigwa pull-up. Why? What is happening? Is it a sabotage from the boys?
I would say yes and no. Sometimes you don't know what is happening. Whatever happens in the dressing room sometimes matters. And if it's true, it's a sabotage, it won't be the first time we are seeing it. We've seen it in...
We know United for that.
I knew you'd go there. It wouldn't be the first time. So that relationship in the dressing room sometimes matters. Sometimes the boys will not want the coach. And yes, it can be a sabotage, but let's wait and see.
If you are Sean Dyche, this has happened twice. What do you do? What is your coaching problem today?
I've never believed in collective sabotage in soccer. I've never believed in that. Yes, individuals can try to sabotage a coach here and there.
Especially the stars.
But collectively as a team, never look at it that way. Okay. Because there's no way you can carry that secret for long when you're handling 30 plus players. I think what is happening, and it has always been happening at Harambee Stars.
Yes.
The mental strength. Football is a game that is played more mentally than physically. Mentally, in the sense that you really need to make sure that you cover the entire 90 minutes.
Yes.
Look at what has been happening at the Everton for the last 3 seasons. Everton has not been a team that has been struggling. Yep. But now for the last 3 seasons, they've been struggling to even remain into the league. So I'm looking at it from that angle. I'm not looking at it from an angle where players conspire to sabotage a coach. I'm looking at it from the fact that the entire team has been struggling for the last 3 or so seasons. So this thing is trickling and is affecting the team. Yeah. I'm trying to stay away from thinking
this is sabotage,
that people can conspire so that a coach can be sacked.
But we've seen it happening with your team, man.
No, that one...
It's not a myth.
Yes, but that one...
We know players and we know the changing room can turn against a coach.
Issues. The moment you start picking issues with individual players, then collectively as a team, they might try to come together to protect themselves.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's what's happening at Everton. I don't think that's...
If you're a threat, they will try to eliminate it.
Yeah, they will. We've seen United kick out like 4 coaches, man.
No, I accept what you're saying.
Yes.
But these are very different circumstances in terms of when a coach, you know, they're darlings of teams. There are players who are darlings.
Will you bench the back line? Would you just start?
No.
The 4th game of the season, I do not have points. I have nothing to lose. Yeah. So let me just change this back line in totality.
No. Whatever you're saying is true in the sense that, for example, at Manchester United, we knew there was a time that Ronaldo was the darling of the team, of the players.
Yes. Yeah.
So when you mess with the darling, of course,
he has a lot of influence.
Some bad vibe. And of course, when they come together, they will conspire to kick you out. But in this particular instance, Everton, for me, I'm looking at what has been happening for the last 3 seasons. I hope that the coach can... You remember there's a time, I don't know, it's Arsenal who brought in a psychiatrist who was being used to try and change that mental, the mental state of the boys, of the team.
Yeah.
So that one can also be a solution. Get somebody to try and talk to the players. If first of all you are sure that they're physically, they can last the 90 minutes. Because physically, perhaps there's some sort of unfitness, which by the time they have done 70 or so minutes, they're tired. So the next 20 minutes, they're just trying to hang onto a thread. So basically, you look at such issues, then if it means bringing a mental guy to talk to them, well and good.
I think what you're saying has some truth in it, because at a Calvert-Lewin, there was an open chance, in a post, but he could twice actually. 2 chances that he would have buried the game, but I think his confidence levels are too low. They need someone to maybe talk to them and bring them up. Yeah. Now let us talk about the North London derby. Chelsea have not forgotten about you. I am very happy that Jadon Sancho is proving Ten Hag wrong, coming from the bench and helping Chelsea win that game against Bournemouth. I'm sure Ten Hag is seeing this and he realizes the boy has talent. People spoke here. Arocho misled people yesterday. Arocho wrote on his Facebook, Tottenham to the bank. You know? I hope people did not listen to him.
I was disappointed. I was disappointed. And you know, Tottenham...
Arsenal has... I think everyone is injured in Arsenal. Yeah. But we went to the Tottenham Stadium. This is the 3rd year in a row that we've gone there and taken 3 points. You know?
Let me ask you a question.
The first coach.
Shata, let me ask you a question.
Yes, ask.
Are you sure that if in any case that match can be replayed today, Arsenal will win?
Yeah, it's a bigger margin. Oh, okay. It's a bigger margin, yeah. Ask me why.
I talked to several Arsenal fans who are not sure.
You know, I think
they are fake fans. They have not taken their time to understand the team. Look at Arsenal. Arsenal has the best defense in the Premier League. Yeah? Last season,
how?
I keep saying, we conceded the least goals last season. That back line conceded the least goals last season.
Okay.
This season, actually, if you look at our record, in the last 22 away games, we've conceded 3 goals.
Okay.
You know? So this
it's true. You and Liverpool, you've conceded the least. One goal each.
Yes.
Okay.
So that tells you this is a backline that works. You know? If you go back and look at the game we played against City at the Etihad, where we decided we will not concede a goal. And what happened is that if City was attacking, Bukayo will drop and become the second fullback. So we would have Ben White and Bukayo as fullbacks. On the other hand, Martinelli will drop and become a fullback. Tells you this team is ready to defend.
Okay.
You know? So if this team can defend, and you know Tottenham plays a high line, we know Postecoglou's game is press them on their half. You see, like Romero is playing from the mid of the pitch. So you know if you can get them on the counter or on a set piece, because we know also the worst record of set piece in the Premier League is Tottenham. They do not know how to defend set pieces. They need a set piece coach or fire the one that they have. So if you're Arsenal, what do? You sit back, soak in the pressure, catch them on the counter. And we saw Arsenal trying to do that. And everyone was saying this.
I like the way Shata is bringing out Arsenal statistics. But Arsenal was playing against which team?
Tottenham.
Currently ranked.
Tottenham have been having a terrible
season. They are off
and they've been playing 10. Good football.
They are off top 10.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, okay.
No.
You know, the way you're putting it.
Look, this is the hardest derby. The hardest derby.
As if Arsenal has just won the Champions League.
Okay.
You know, they've beaten Barcelona. You know.
But you believe Arsenal will be beaten because of the injuries that we had. Yes?
I believe.
Yes,
we did not have our captain. Declan Rice was unlawfully and unrightfully suspended for that game. You know, we brought in Merino. He could not play in that game. like we had a lot of injuries, you know.
Yeah.
You saw how thin the squad is that we brought in a 17-year-old in a derby,
Yeah.
in the
You know,
biggest derby.
I think that is what had informed a lot of people thinking Arsenal was going to lose in the London derby because of the injuries. And they actually got worse because Saka is also off. They're going to...
At the end of the game, we saw him walking without crutches, so we think
yeah.
he will play.
Yeah.
He will play.
Hopefully. Yeah, you have a Champions League match coming. You have an EPL Thursday and Sunday.
Yes,
You have
Thursday we go
back.
to Italy, we play Atalanta. On Sunday, we play Man City at the Etihad.
So I think that is what had informed a lot of people thinking that Arsenal was going to lose that particular match because they didn't have, they were vulnerable without their players because Odegaard and Rice are very good players. And without them, people thought, you know, Arsenal is actually very vulnerable and any team would actually beat them so long as those two are not in.
But Arocho is being very unfair because when City beat Brentford playing terribly, he said it shows you mettle where you win your game.
So
get the point.
So you're confessing that Arsenal played terribly?
Yesterday we did not play our game.
Ah, good.
We had a different tactic.
No,
we
that's
did not
why I
play
wanted you.
The fluid. Tottenham kept the ball. Actually, at some point the position was around 73 to 27. You know, but we got the points. That is what mattered. If you are, you know, this game does not come as early as now in the fixtures, but this time around they brought it early. And next in the league we're playing City. You know, if you want to be on City's neck, you cannot lose this game because City is ahead of you. That would have been 5 points. You know, if we lost yesterday, then we play them at the Etihad. What if we lose that game? That is 8 points gap. And you say you're a title challenger, it becomes very hard for you. But right now it's only 2 points. We beat them on Sunday, we are ahead of them. It's too early in the day to talk about the title. But if you want to challenge City, you have to go neck to neck with them, you know? Yeah,
but for Arsenal, I would want to say there are some teams that you can't say it's very early. A team like Manchester City, Arsenal, it is never too early or too late for them. If they have to win, if Man City has to defend, if Arsenal has to chase Man City, they cannot afford to lose, whether it is early, they can't play catching up. And I think the last 3 seasons, I almost changed to become an Arsenal fan. I'm still contemplating. But at the end of the day, I feel it's for Arsenal and a team like Arsenal doesn't have to be like my team. Right now we are around number 10. So it's not too early. For me, I feel like consistency early on, if they play very well in the first half of the league, I think they can chase Liverpool and Man City for the title.
Liverpool will be chasing Arsenal. It's Arsenal and City, the 2 horses. Every other one is a donkey. You know, you don't bring a donkey to a race.
I like the way Shatta is talking, but God is normally very faithful. And I'm sure that he'll be faithful enough to make sure that next week, same time,
same
after Man City has done their job, he'll be having the same confidence. But I know what he will say. I like how Shatta works. Shatta will either come with an excuse from the referee, oh, you know, referee did what, or, you know, our bench, you know, we didn't have our best players. But Shatta,
let me say it
Let
now.
me give you the news before it happened.
Yes.
You know, when we started the season, I said that the first 5 matches will determine and describe each team's season.
Yeah.
Now, this will be the 5th match.
Yes.
And this is where boys to men. You'll realize that surely these are boys and these are men in this league. Man City is going to pick 3 points from Arsenal.
I wanted us to predict that game. Please, guys, master this and remember this and don't forget. Start with you. Predict Man City versus Arsenal.
2-0. City 2, Arsenal 0. Regardless of what mess the referee will have, that will be the score.
All right.
Yes.
Flo.
I want to say it's going to be I don't want to say it's going to be a highly scoring match, but also I would support City 3, Arsenal 1.
You guys, please, kama wewe ni mwekezaji, do not listen to these predictions here, because Arsenal, we have just said here that Arsenal does not ship in goals while playing away. We've gone to the Etihad last season. We took 4 points out of a possible 6. We drew City, we beat them at home. You know, if we go, and I've told you we have very good defense. We have seen Saliba against Haaland. We have stats for last season that Saliba can decide that Haaland will not play the ball.
Yeah.
He cannot use his body against Saliba because Saliba is also strong. I don't know where you're seeing these goals coming from. Okay, what we need to do is to go to City and beat them.
What is your prediction?
Why are we beating them? Because last season, if you remember, Rodri said this. When Arsenal came to the Etihad and played for a draw, we knew they were not ready to challenge for the trophy. So if you're Arteta today and you listened to Rodri saying that,
No.
you know that you're going to City
Tata,
and get a win.
You're now getting
2-0.
Oh,
My prediction is Arsenal win.
2-0.
Yes.
2-0. Okay.
Or 3. All right.
Okay.
Talking of 3-0, there was another 3-0 hapa nyumbani. Let us talk about it kidogo because Arocho, last week we had this show. We said that the Kenyan football is not ready. We are a few steps back that people do not understand what we were talking about. But from the weekend, where we had 2 CAF games being played here, Kenya Police against Zamalek, Gor Mahia. We saw yesterday what happened. What do you make of it?
First and foremost, guys are now seeing why I call myself Twiga. I'm becoming some sort of a prophet because I said it. Guys, Kenya still isn't a footballing nation. It was confirmed quite well. Well, the Police against Zamalek, for me, I like the way Police played. Perhaps we'll discuss about that a bit later. But Gor Mahia could not match in any way Al Ahly. In any way. Al Ahly were far much better. They were organized. They were prepared. They knew what they were coming for in Nairobi. And you can just see the gap. You can see the fact that one is a 12-time African champion. The other one, yes, has won a trophy in Africa. You can see why Al Ahly came in a chartered plane. They spent millions for that match. They came with a contingent of about 50 plus. So it's not, with our standards, Al Ahly is not a football club. Here, I don't know, it can be some sort of a ministry. Ministry of, let's say, Ministry of Culture. Yeah, the budget that Ministry of Sports and Culture has or enjoys in Kenya is what Al Ahly is enjoying in Egypt. Those guys are serious. It's a serious team. They even have their own TV station. And when somebody, I could see after the third goal, I could see some fans streaming out of the stadium.
That has always been the case, yeah.
What were they expecting? If you came to that match, you needed to have expected what happened.
In the previous, we beat the previous opponent 5-1.
But let me tell you,
expect the same.
But Shatta, let me tell you, when it comes to us playing with teams from the north, they are always organized. They are very fast. They are run professionally. The only time a Kenyan club came close or actually won against a North African side, it was Sofapaka. It was against Ismailia with coach Ezekiel Akwada. That was the last time.
The only time.
Actually, the only time a Kenyan club dared.
Even a national team.
Yes.
Now, just sorry, I've cut you short.
It's okay.
It is the only time that a club and the national team has made it past a team from Egypt.
Yes.
Please proceed.
And let me tell you, if you look at Sofapaka at that particular point, it was one of the well-run clubs in this country. They were importing stars from Uganda, where everyone wanted to be at Sofapaka. One, they were paying players very well. They had quality coaches. And they were like the money bags at that particular point of the Kenyan Premier League. But what happens when another club comes up and wants to be a money bag and they can offer players good packs and they can do a lot in the local scene? Because when Sofapaka was performing very well, those were the days we were also being beamed in an international scale. People could actually sit, scouts could actually sit and view our players playing on television because we had a broadcast partner. So Arocho has been talking about management of football in this country, and you can see you are not going to harvest where you never planted anything. So for a team like Gor Mahia, for me, I didn't expect that they would actually perform against those teams, because it's not because that we don't have talent, it's because that we are not
prepared,
doing the right thing in
right.
terms of management.
Let me give you a secret.
Yes.
The football management of Africa is in the country right now.
Yes.
If you can get to them, you can whisper something and tell them, please do something.
Yes.
Football is not being run well. Arocho, umesema. By the way, Patrick Motsepe, the CAF president, is in the country. We are expecting to see his press conference today, later on today. Yeah. But Arocho, umesema you are astonished ukiona mafans wana walk away, and you got a chance to speak to some of them.
Yeah, I was wondering where they were going.
Let us watch. Yeah, let us watch.
The game has just ended at Nyayo National Stadium, and ladies and gentlemen, it's another match in Cairo where Gor Mahia have to rediscover their form. Now I'm with a fan here. What's your name, my brother?
My name is Walter Onyango Ilongoli Wally.
Now, Wally, Gor Mahia have been overwhelmed in the first leg of this match. What should Gor Mahia fans expect in the second leg match in Cairo?
I think there are very minor issues that Gor needs to correct. We are playing against a very physical team. So if tukisakata mpira chini, we can overwhelm these pharaohs.
So you think that Gor Mahia can overturn the tables in Cairo?
It is not lost. We have done it before, we will do it again. We need to keep faith, we need to change. If you look at the Egyptians, they are a little bit bigger than us. So we don't play a physical game, we put the game down. They get tired very quick. We work on our physical game, physical fitness, we are good to go.
Thank you very much for your opinion, and we wish Gor Mahia all the best in the second leg match in Cairo.
Serkal, we will do it.
My friend, tell us what's your name?
Me, I'm Abdullah.
Abdullah, you've watched the match. What can you say about Gor Mahia?
You know, Gor Mahia, it is like a good team. But you know, Al is the best team in Africa now. You know, we are African, lakini we like some team it will go for the final. Now Al Ahly, it is like a best team in Africa. Now we want to like Al Ahly because we are Egyptian. Yes. There is no any problem about Egyptian, or there is no any about Egyptian or Kenyan. Now we want Al Ahly. It will go back for the final.
Now tell me something.
Yes.
What do you think of the second leg of the match in Cairo?
The second match in Cairo, we want 3 goals or 4 goals. Yes.
What's your name, my brother?
Muhammad.
Mohammed, the match is like Al Ahly is playing so well, they overwhelmed Gor Mahia. What do you think of the second leg match in Cairo?
The second match maybe we will beat you 3-0 because Ali is very strong team all Africa.
And what do you think that Gor Mahia can get a goal in Cairo?
Also Gor Mahia is very good team in Kenya, but they supposed to do more efforts to win in Egypt.
Na mtazamaji, kama unavyotizama mashabiki mechi kati ya Gor Mahia na Al Ahly, nazidi kukueleza kwamba Monday Blitz inafanya mambo yake.
Na tunazidi kuifanya hapa. Let us I had just told Flo that the CAF president is in the country. Tumeona akiinspect viwanja na progress, because remember we are to host the AFCON in 2027, and if we will not be ready, chances are we might not host it, but we appear to be ready. Let us listen to the president, then come back.
The CHAN attracts a lot of media coverage in Africa, but also globally. And the important thing is we couldn't have chosen a better country with Tanzania and Uganda. I'm confident that this CHAN will be the most successful CHAN in the history of this competition, both on the field as well as the media coverage and the interest we're expecting in Africa, but also globally. So I'll be coming back again. There's a lot of engagement that will be going on between CAF and Kenya and Tanzania and Uganda. My gratitude as well to the head of state of Tanzania, the head of state of Uganda. We've been in touch with them, and also for their deep commitment and the good work that's taking place there. The stadiums are being built, and we are confident that we'll all be ready for the CHAN in February. And as I said, I'll be paying a personal visit in December. I'm going to come personally to once more reassess, and I'm confident that a lot of progress and we would have concluded.
All right. Kwa wale mjasikia kizungu kidogo, that is the CAF president Patrick Motsepe is in the country, and vile mmeona hapo he was inspecting viwanja vile zimefika. There is Kasarani, there is Nyayo. Today leo asubuhi tumemwona Nyayo, and also there is Talanta. Talanta inasemekana itakuwa 60,000 capacity. We can't wait to see it. It looks, the models that I saw them showing him yesterday were very beautiful. I hope they execute what is in the model. You know, what you order was what you receive. I pray it's the same.
Yeah.
That what we ordered is what we get.
But I
what
like
if it comes zilikuwa kasa?
Exactly.
But if it is najifunga, you know, numbered seats, you know. But anyway,
where we can actually have season ticketing, but who is going to watch our matches? Anyway, that's a story
with
for...
the pitch and probably a broadcast partner, and well, don't you think his visit will do something to the local scene?
Mm-hmm. These things always happen. You know, I think, I don't know, the last time we had a very big event, and it wasn't football, it was athletics, 2010 Athletics Championship. The Nyayo National Stadium was upgraded, we had a new turf. So when we continue bidding for such events, the facilities in the country, they go up, and I want to agree with you. I wish I saw the model. I would also want to see if they do it, because every time we want to host something, Mara, nothing. It's like no renovations had been done before. So I don't know what actually happens. So, but it's very important because such visits are putting pressure on the contractors, on everyone who is involved, to give us a quality standard, top-notch, FIFA-approved standard pitches, because that, you know, it's very embarrassing when we couldn't. There was a time we couldn't play matches here because
we still can't play national team matches.
Either the stadiums are substandard, or we are always under construction after we hold crusades and the prayer meetings there and other things. So I can't wait to see the new look Nyayo Stadium, the new look.
Kasarani and the new look.
Yeah, but the changes that were made, not on the pitch, but on the outlook of Nyayo National Stadium, they're really nice. I would want to see a few changes in these stadiums and the new ones to see what more we can offer. Can you imagine us hosting AFCON and hosting another bigger football
we could be hosting the CHAN
event? It would be really, really good.
Arocho, Manquite Twiga, you've been fortunate to visit Uganda. You saw their pitch. This Pamoja bid that was successful for Kenya, for East Africa to host the AFCON. Well, we from what we are seeing, Tanzania have a very good pitch. Uganda, we saw where Harambee Stars played, and now Kenya. Do you think Kenya is placing this bid in jeopardy?
We are the weak link. I've been to Mkapa Stadium in Tanzania. Mkapa Stadium is ready.
Yes.
When we say that Kasarani is 80 or 90% ready, Mkapa is 100% ready. When you go to Nambole in Uganda, is another 100% ready. So basically, we are the weak link in the sense that if in any case this bid will flop, it will be definitely Kenya. Because look at what is happening at Jamhuri. Jamhuri, we have only done 10 or 5% of what needs to be done to host. But on the flip side, the hope is that we still have 2 years to make sure that this thing is done. For CHAN, I'm sure Nyayo and Kasarani, because they're 70 to 80% done, will be ready for it. But for me, it's a total embarrassment. When a country like Kenya hosts its matches in Uganda, when you land at Entebbe Airport, is when you realize the difference between Kenya and Uganda. It's miles apart. How do you, if the two founding fathers, Milton Obote, the late, and Kenyatta, find their way back on earth, they will just go back to their graves. Because when these two countries were emerging, Kenya has always been on top.
Yeah.
How comes that now Kenya is going to play their matches in Uganda? How come that Kenya is going to play its matches in a very small country called Malawi? So these are things that should be a wake-up call, not only to the government, but even to our federations. Because the fact that Nyayo is having a problem with FIFA standards or CAF standards is because of the coordination between the federation and the government.
Yeah.
Then they did not coordinate well. When that stadium was having a rehabilitation, was being rehabilitated, they did not coordinate well. That's why CAF standards were not there. Whoever did that rehabilitated that stadium did not consult or even have guidelines from CAF, and that's why that stadium we had to dismantle what we had already done to do it the right way.
Yeah.
So basically, I think is the harmony between the federation and the government that brings success.
All right. I want us to take a short commercial break. Tukirudi, you get your red card and your parting shot before we leave. Stay tuned.
Hey there friends, welcome to Kids on the Block, where fun and imagination come alive. We dive into magical world filled with exciting adventures and awesome friends.
What position were you in?
I was number 2.
What position were you?
Number 1.
He decided to cross the bridge by his house and look for food on the other side.
We're going to do half cup of chocolate chips, and the other one, we're going to do half cup of the blueberries.
So, grab your imagination hats and get ready to explore with us. Join us every Saturday at 9 a.m. for new friends, amazing stories, and tons of laughter.
Join us as we explore the journeys of those who defy the odds and break barriers. We dive deep into the stories of triumph.
Sometimes when parenting a child with a special need or whatever disability, family life becomes a bit complicated.
All right, welcome back. This is Monday Blitz, Shatter Boy here. We have Flo and the Piga himself, Fred Arocho. Bado wako hapa. When we went on the break, he was saying Arsenal will score an own goal against City. That is the only way City is beating Arsenal. If Arsenal scores an own goal. Anyway, guys, Arocho, before we get to your red card, yeah? Flo, people are saying that Nyayo is 70% done. Mm-hmm. But when I was watching yesterday's game, that pitch, the playing surface does not look anywhere.
You mean that farm?
In fact, the first goal that went in, the ball bounced.
Yeah.
Because of the pitch.
Well,
bounced.
When we say 70%, I think I don't know exactly what we're talking about, because the dressing rooms must be more than 2.
Yes.
Because we'll be having matches that are back to back. Yeah. So basically, you need to have 4, yes, where the 2 teams can hold on when they're waiting for their first match to end. Mm-hmm. We also need to have Nyayo, a fan from the center stand can just walk into the playing surface, to the playing area.
Yes,
that is another risk that Nyayo poses. There is no security areas where a fan who is disgruntled from the center stand can be stopped from moving into the pitch. You remember, there's a time Matthew Owino Tamax, when there was that incident when guys died, he wanted to raise an alarm. He went into the playing surface, the playing area. And that one is what FIFA is trying to avoid. Because there's no way fans can just walk straight into the playing area. The other improvement I saw is they have some sort of, when the players are moving, the dugout. There's that cover where players can just move into their dressing room through that dugout. And normally at Nyayo, there was nothing of that kind. If anybody was disgruntled with a player, utamngoja tu as he's moving towards the dugout, umuham. So these are the small things that need to be done so that the stadium can be ready.
So would you say
coming back to the playing surface, I think the playing surface sisi ndio imess. When we have national days, why can't we take our national days to Uhuru Park? Where there is concrete, kuna tarmac, soldiers wakitaka kusikia vile mguu zao zinalia. You know? But when you take it to a stadium, to a playing surface, you are destroying that playing surface. But that one is something that will not take long. Labda tu maji tu kidogo ipewe some time, it will be back. So for me, Nyayo, the few things, and then of course we have the public address system. Nyayo doesn't have a public address system. Yesterday in the Gor Mahia's match, you could hardly hear what the announcer was saying because of the crowd was big, and then the kind of PA they had was somehow that it was being drowned into the voice of the crowd.
What about floodlights?
Even floodlights, even the scoreboard. There's no scoreboard at Nyayo. In fact, I wonder.
Just say it's not 70%.
Do you know?
That's it.
No.
That's the point I'm raising. When we say it's 70%,
I'm normally very nakasirika sana when I talk about Nyayo Stadium. When Echesa's time and Kaberia, who was the PS then, when they were doing they did some renovation.
Yes.
Nyayo had a very lovely scoreboard. Wakatutolea scoreboard yetu, and they disappeared with it. You understand? Now the stadium doesn't have a scoreboard. Why can't what was turudishe to scoreboard yetu ile ilikuwa? Even if it was a small one, ndogo ndo inakaaje, you bring it back. So yani kuna vitu zingine unashangaa, are we moving forward? Ama tunarudi nyuma?
We are always starting. But I think your trend. When someone new comes, they come with their own things. Instead of progress, it should not be an individual project, because at the end of the day, it's taxpayers' money that does these jobs. It's not an individual. Right now, we have Murkomen. This is not a Murkomen project. It's a Kenyan project. So you're supposed to make better what your predecessor had started.
Just plug in.
We are wasting a lot of money.
Yes. But that is the effect of working without a structure. You know, and a true manifesto that can be followed through. You know, leaving a blueprint. You see, allow me to tell you this, but when we were in coaching school, I remember the instructor telling us, as a coach, the first thing you do, you come do your coaching notes. So that if you step out, any other coach that comes can pick your notes and continue with your training.
Plug and play.
You know, plug and play. But that does not seem to be happening here in Kenya. I remember when CAF said Nyayo cannot host matches, Nyayo had just been handed over to us from the contractor. And immediately CAF told us, this pitch is not ready. You know, a contractor came and told you guys, this is ready. I am leaving. You don't have floodlights. And nobody cared to ask the contractor.
Exactly.
Unakwambia kiwanja iko tayari aje.
Contractor alipewa kazi gani?
Me, I think the kind of contractors pia tunaleta are just, you know, you cannot bring a contractor. Okay, I'm not conversant a lot na hizi mambo za construction. But huwezi niletea contractor ana construct barabara, aja ni construct stadium.
Exactly.
Look at even the VIP area ya Nyayo Stadium. When you are seated, the areas huwezi ona. Because ile pavilion imetengezwa, yani mimi nadhani mambo ya stadia ilewi.
Exactly.
Because there's no way you can bring a structure at the middle of the center stand. Now, you are going to make what wale on the side of the center stand cannot watch that match. So, we bring, let's bring somebody who has done it. Hata ukienda kwa hizi county, these stadiums in the county, they even worse. Because I bring in my uncle, who is a contractor, yes. But yeye ni mtu wa barabara, yeye construct choo. Nimemleta construct stadium, surely.
We have to wind up now.
Yeah.
We have a parting shot. Also, bear in mind, we are expecting a press conference from the CAF president.
Yeah.
What do you expect from his press conference? Do you think he's going to tell us to be on the right track? Ama, do you expect a scolding from him?
I don't think he's going to say we're on the right track. The truth of the matter is, even a blind man would tell you, we are not ready, and it will take time. And let's not think that 2 years is a lot of time. It's not. But let's wait and see. I'm sure he will give us an opportunity and come back to see how far we would have gone. But my parting shot has nothing to do with the stadiums.
All right.
It has something to do with what we talked about last week. Let's talk about Kenya versus Namibia 2025 Africa Cup of Nations qualifier. Well, congratulations to Harambee Stars. But I also saw, kama kawaida, Firat Stars middle name to be consistency. So we will not stop yapping. Do your job. We will do our job, but yapping is a must. Qualify for AFCON, and then continue qualifying for the ones ahead, and then that's life.
Beautiful. Arocho, unataka kupiga nani red card leo?
Well, my red card is here. It's just that I forgot my whistle. My red card goes to CAF, Confederation of African Football. I was in Johannesburg, Namibia versus Kenya. It was a mess. It is chaos. Hours to the match is when they tell us that fans are not going to be allowed into the stadium. What the hell, surely? Fans have traveled from Cape Town, from adjacent cities, Kenyans, who want to come into the stadium. They could not get into the stadium because you, as CAF, as disorganized as you are telling us you're not going to the pitch. Now, the reason why the fans could not go in is because Namibia, the host team, could not afford to pay for stewards. You know, it is pathetic, including our High Commissioner, Madam, I forgot her name. She was held outside for some few minutes before she could get in. Kenyan fans were now creating chaos out there. Surely, CAF, you need to organize yourself more better. If in any case a match, fans are not allowed into a match, it should be communicated earlier so that people don't commit themselves to come and watch the match. Then unaamka tu unawaambia there is no coming in. It is just that Kenyans who are there were so patient. Kulikuwa na problems. So, and this comes as a result of when teams are not hosting their matches in their home country. Because both of us were foreigners in South Africa. So the South African authority said that if you could not afford to pay for stewards and the security manning the stadium, then we are not going to be part of it. Then CAF said yes, to protect the two teams. I understand. Yes. To protect the fans from the two teams, then there's no fans coming in. But these need to be communicated early enough so that players or fans could organize themselves.
All right. Thank you very much. Na mimi pia nikimalizia, I have my punch. My punch today is very different. It's more of a parenting kind of punch. I want to talk to parents in this country. If you look around, I'm sure if you're a parent that has a young kid, whether it's a boy or a girl, I'm sure you've heard of an academy somewhere. There is a frenzy of everyone starting a football academy around. If at mimi where I live, if I look around, I can see like 5 football academies around me. And as a parent, when your child tells you, Dad, Mom, I want to join this academy, oh, tunachezaga ball hapa, tunalipishwa pesa kidogo, you go pay. I want you as a parent to be keen with the academies you're taking your children. First, ensure that whoever is running this academy, the coaches that they bring on board are trained coaches. Because there is this mentality where anyone, maybe you're a former player or you've been around mtaani and you decide, you know what, guys, I think there's an easy way out here. I'm going to start a football academy. There's so many things that people end up doing that either injure this child, that they can never go pro in future, or make this child hate sports. For example, you go, maybe you're told you're doing a rondo, you make a mistake, you're told do 10 press-ups as a punishment. You grow up thinking press-ups is a punishment. You stop thinking press-ups is a form of exercise. you know. So if you're a parent, of course it's beautiful to take your child to these academies to nurture their talent, but look and do some research on the academy you're investing in for the future of your child and your talent. Because, for example, this I will tell you now, if your child is below 10 years, they cannot be anywhere playing competitive football. It is called organized chaos, where you just let children enjoy football. You don't start telling them there's team A, team B, we will give the winner this medal. At that age, don't teach them competition. You just make them fall in love with the sport. So if you're a parent, please take note. Research on the academy you're taking your children. Are these people qualified or not? Because if you wait for the federation and for the authorities to do that for you, that is not going to happen. Anyway, guys, that's where we put a comma kwa leo. Atuweki full stop, because these conversations have to continue each and every Monday from 8 a.m. Make sure you tune in. We're here to keep you updated, to get your reviews and reaction from the previous week. This week, Arsenal is playing away at Atlanta, then come back and a day later go to City, play again. I'm not sure who's planning our fixtures, but they have to be a Manchester United fan. From where